So that goes back to trust. So 27 years later, I'm here to tell you that trust is a challenge. Trust is going to become the most valuable commodity, and how do we really deliver it? It is easier to have a direct relationship with a smaller business, with a small business that is not a publicly traded company. So the small business relationship is direct and personal, and you can actually expect that I will act as if I were your friend, because the entire relationship depends on it. And the government is not very happy about the fact that small business exists. It likes the big business because the big business connects to the government through money. How does this happen? Okay, so we have a larger corporation, larger resources, able to work with the representative democracy that we have established. Representative democracy being there is an election and we choose a person that's going to go into some legislative body like a Congress or Senate and talk on our behalf. But that's not what happens. That person is in fact seeking election. And in seeking of election, they need to raise money. And in order to raise money, they obligate themselves to the funders. And the funders are the people with money. And of course, if you want to be re-elected, then you need to do right by the funders. Clear, right? So money in politics drives the legislative process, because the corporation that funded the election of the senator also tells the senator how they want the specific legislation to be written. So a law, once enacted, you can assume is supported from money. And that means that they're going to be tilting the playing field in their favor. So the money flows toward those who funded it. So I'm telling you here that money in politics is one of the primary problems that we have in our society, and that needs to be reinvented. So somehow we will need to go toward direct democracy from representative democracy. Technologically, direct democracy is possible. You just need to have people involved. The blockchain technology that has been invented and starting to get implemented is what would support that, where we actually are able to have public information that's verifiable, trustable, knowable, without there being deals being made behind the closed doors in private between parties that have power. And power these days is expressed through money. And the law that was put on the books called Citizens United decision, where money was labeled free speech, and therefore it was okay for people to apply money in the political process because speech is protected. And if money is speech, then money is protected. This was a very weaselly bad decision. And this sort of weaselly legislative process has been going on in great many areas of our society. Everywhere I look, when I look inside under the hood of the medical industry, it's corrupted to the core. I look into the financial industry, it's corrupted to the core. I look into chemical and food and environment and every area, as long as there has been concentration of production into larger corporations that tend from many independent producers toward cartels, whereas a limited number of producers in that particular environment. As soon as that happens, it's subverted. And the only way out of here is for it to be dissolved. This cannot stay, because if it does stay, it will stay corrupted. It will never serve you, the individual. It will serve you, the shareholder, provided you are a shareholder and provided you have accumulated enough wealth, which makes the field inherently tilted. It's more and more difficult now to break out from being in the working class and become one of the ruling class. Of course, everybody's hoping to do that, right? In the capitalist society, we all want to have a chance to make it. And we do deserve the chance, because talent, after all, deserves to be rewarded, and hard work deserves to be rewarded. And many times, no matter how talented you are and how hard you work, you'll never break out unless you get a break. And these breaks are hard to come by. Well, anyway, so that's my story of telling you that 2023 is the last year in which the astrological makeup supports the old way of doing things. There are some dates of things coming up, which, Pluto enters Aquarius 2024. It's happening. Jupiter is going to be on top of Uranus in Taurus in this next coming year. And then more of this stuff will happen a little later. 2025 and 2026, these influences are piling on. And the biggest one really is 28, 29. So we're still 5 years away from the old order to be very much gone and broken. But in these next years, especially starting this coming year, there will be struggles. The incumbent, the people who are at the levers of power, will not let go of it voluntarily. And yet, it's over. It is over for them. They don't know it. The old order of things is coming to an end. We just don't know how it's going to play out. It could be easy and painless, but it could also be with a lot of drama, a lot of violence. So I fear for our future in that sense. So at the same time, I'm hopeful that the natural health and wellness will overcome, that we will retain our voice, that we will not be taken out of circulation by the powerful, well-financed interests of the pharmaceutical industry, that we will continue to be able to tell you that natural ways, the food, will help you stay healthy, while the pharmaceutical ways, the chemical drugs, will simply only allow you to control your symptoms on your way to hell. I have had articles on the Life Enthusiast website for the last 15 years advocating that injecting foreign substances in the human body is not a good idea. There are two things to it. One is called adjuvant, and the other one is the payload. The adjuvant is what's inserted into the product to make your immune system react. Back when, long ago, they would use things like mercury, formaldehyde, other toxic chemicals. Later, they switched mercury for aluminum, which is toxic in a different way. The adjuvant is added to this injection that is to create an adverse reaction by the immune system. And that's there so that the payload, which is the viral or whatever they want to get you to react to be noticed. So you need to detox both. You need to fix your immune system, and you need to get rid of all the toxins that you put in. So if you took the shot, number one, don't do it again, ever. The price isn't worth it. The benefit is never outweighed by the risk that comes with it. So detox. We have something called Masterpiece that we have recently introduced. Take a look. It's in the zeolite class. It includes zeolite, and it also includes marine plasma, which is something that will help to nourish cells as they're being repaired. So that's part one. But zeolite in general. 2, humic and fulvic. You need to add that because that's a binder, and fulvic helps to detoxify from within cells. Humic helps to restore the terrain in the gut. 3, nanosoma. Nanosoma works awesome because it helps the body get rid of everything that doesn't belong. So I'm on that for the rest of my days. So again, to answer how would I deal with the shot, that's how. I would take nanosoma. If it's happened just recently, I would do the acute dose of 5 sprays 4 times a day for 1 bottle a week, and then slow down. I would take the zeolite. Again, I would do the 1 bottle of Masterpiece in a week, and then I would slow it down. And that should do it. Humic and fulvic all the time. And then, of course, you want to carry on with your life in a healthy manner. So you need to not threaten your immune system with the incoming traffic. Remember, organic food is what used to be known as food in the old days, is what we need.